plans are going forward. I'm going to try and structure this video into two parts, where the first part is going to be me talking about the Twitch suspension. Second part is going to be talking about myself. And the first thing I want to start off with is something that I know it might sound a little bit insincere because of how ridiculous this is, but I really mean it. And if you listen to the whole video, I hope you can see why. Everybody who's come and spoken out and talked to me and said stuff about me, aside from the, oh, you should kill yourself or something like that, I want to say that I really appreciate you. And I think this has been something that's a long time coming. And I actually think that this is something that not only I deserved, but it's also something that I needed. And I want to talk about what the reason for that is. But
wait, what?
I needed this.
That sounds very weird. He said I needed this after talking about those people who told him to kill himself. Is that what he said?
But I want to start off and just make sure that that's actually very clear. So a couple of days ago, I made some comments about Palestine and also about Hamas and, some just general,
and other freedom fighters
that were trivializing the genocide that's happening there. And
you know what? I lost all interest right now at this point.
Yeah, it's like an apology script was written for him by the protesters or something. It's like whoever's in control of anything, they said, okay, we're going to send you a list of things that you need to say in order for you to get reinstated and for us to continue promoting you having us. I mean, you promoting stuff, our products, and so on.
You know what the big irony here is? There have been this entire time for a year now. These people have been going around saying, well, you can't say anything about Israel. You can't say anything against Jews. You can't say anything about Israel. They will pressure you and they will cancel you and they will do this and this and that to you. And you will have to be forced to apologize. You will lose your job. And so far, this is happening to those people who say a mean word about the so-called Palestinians. Here you have an example.
I don't really want to mince words or try to I wasn't justifying or promoting it. I said something about it that was disgusting. I said that I didn't care about innocent people getting killed by another force, by anything.
That's not even what you said.
That's not what you said. You didn't say I don't care about innocent people getting killed. You said I don't care if people who want to genocide the other side get killed. That's what you said.
I mean, the worst thing that you can do when you apologize for what you did is to admit to something that you never did.
Want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people. They have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a fucking river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't fuck. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that.
See, that's not what he said.
And I think that that's a horrible, disgusting, mean-spirited thing to say. And I don't necessarily think that it was really racist, really. But when I'm using language like Palestinians or the people there, rather than what my real language was, I've always been very outspoken and very against religious extremism. And I still am. I think that any religion and any
unless it's Islam, which is my new favorite thing in the world, and I'm going to convert just to show you all.
Gay people, women, people with disabilities, anything like that. I think that that's a really bad position to have, and I really don't like that. And I think that my problem and my fault here was that I was making a criticism of religious extremism, and I made no effort. And I feel like almost I've rewatched the clip, right, or a number of the clips, and it's like I've almost made an effort not to draw a distinction between the two things. I think that a lot of us here can easily say that we're against religious.
Dislike button used.
Extremism, and I am, but whenever I categorize everybody in the area as this group, then I'm the asshole, and I was the asshole. I had a lot of you guys tell me that, and
that's not what you did. That's not what you did. You are such an idiot and such a pathetic weakling, such a spineless, pathetic little weakling. Such a spineless, pathetic little weakling that you don't have the guts to stand by maybe the one thing that you actually said that was good. That was honest. You went out of the line of sheepishness, of the regular leftist, progressivist sheepishness once. And as soon as the backlash came, you decided to apologize and to get back in line, to be another sheep again, and to apologize for things you never even said. What a weak!
It's taken me. This is what's
what a pathetic loser. What a pathetic, weak little loser.
so crazy about it is that I think this has been going on now for like 2 years. I think that I've been slowly devolving into the most mean-spirited, like I don't really even know what the word is for it. Just like the most mean-spirited, rude, like nasty,
coward,
like just callous, psychopathic version of myself. I think that I've been devolving into this.
Oh, hey, he's claiming to be a dissocial psychopath. We keep talking about that. I think everyone needs to understand the dissocial psychopath, but that's not what you are, dude. You're just a sniveling crybaby.
You know what you did, dear, what's his name again? Zach something. What you actually did was you started getting honest about yourself and about how you feel.
And you found out that's not allowed.
But you found out that that's a little bit uncomfortable. So now you're backtracking because you're a little pathetic weakling. Brother,
told me this. My dad has told me this. He said, you've got to chill out. You've got to calm down. I've been like, oh, that old man doesn't know what he's talking about. And I finally had some level of accountability for that. And thank God. I look back at some of the things that I've said and done over the past 2 years, and I don't think that I've been wrong about everything, obviously, right? But there have been ways that I've communicated and ways that I've...
Yes, I also found out that in the past he did this thing, like he said, I will never apologize for anything. I will never, I want to make it clear that I will never, ever be pressured to apologize for anything I say. And here he is, apologizing on Twitter and then making a 20-minute video apologizing. Probably because it's bad for business.
I've acted that are indefensible. And I think it's, looking back on it, it's just disgusting. And it's something that when you get lost in the sauce and you get fixated around like listening and reading feedback and, you know, just getting hyper fixated, this is like...
I wonder, not sure if this guy will ever hear this, but I just have one question. I really wonder if you feel good about yourself and feel comfortable with yourself after selling yourself out, after being dishonest and apologizing for how you really feel and how you really think for approval or for money. Does it feel good? Please turn around and ask yourself, does it feel good? Is this really who I want to be? Do I want to be a pathetic little weakling who sells out and who hides his true feelings?
Turn around, every now and then I feel a little bit weaker, so I grovel all night. Turn around, weakling. Every now and then I'm such a coward.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Imbeciles.
Absolutely terrible.
How about you get on your knees?
What else?
Look, guys, look at my video. You'll notice I've got a lot of stuffed animals. You know what you don't notice? Balls. I have 0 balls. You don't see a ball anywhere in this room because there isn't one. Not one.
Lose faith. I tell
Let
you.
alone
lose
2.
faith. It's better for you.
He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop. You're finished already. Look at me. Look at me. You know you're done.
Yeah. This is terrible, man.
Quiet, man.
You're sick. You are sick.
Alhamdulillah.
Your entire life, you lose a perspective on reality and you lose a perspective on the world. And I think that perspective was brought into perspective yesterday and the day before when I was making comments like this. And I feel...
Why are you stuttering?
This 20 minutes? Is it seriously 20 minutes of this?
So
This is so dumb. It's so boring, and I lost all interest. I wish I could dislike 50,000 times here, but this is enough.
So then when I was 7, I was treated horribly. And this caused me psychologically to go into my own mind. Shut up, dude.
I'm sorry. I should have never said those things that I never said. I should have never said those things.
Hey, look at Viper's comment there. Money probably spoke. In any case, this video only reinforced that terrorist threats work. And in a short time, it won't just be Europe, fearing them. R.I.P. Asmongold, if that is your real name, which it isn't.
2 steps ahead, Asmongold appears from the shadow. His executive apology. Man got cancelled for a war he's not even a part of. On the other side of the world, wild. Man. Terrible. Grow some balls, Asmongold. Agreed. Well, I don't want to watch anything else here. This is so dumb. What I want to talk about is very, very briefly, David, we actually went to, I know this is a meme, Winged Hussar. Why do you have to point this out? I know that 7 out of 10 IGN is a meme. Why do you have to point this out?
Maybe point it out for me, because I have no clue what that is.
Well, you're 65 years old. That's not understandable.
True.
What?
What?
Oh, apparently there's more to this in the video, but I don't really care. He steps down from his company or something like that. So company, I don't give it. I don't care. What a pathetic little loserly weakling.
This is, by the way, this is the serious problem where you have these guys who will speak out on something and then they'll face a backlash, but they don't want the backlash. So then they'll retract all their words, and then no one likes them, right?
Yeah.
Because the people who cheered for you at first, oh, wow, he really stood up for himself and his views there. Now they think you're a pathetic weakling. And the other side still ticked off at you for what you said, but now they know, oh, okay, we can pressure him and he'll just do whatever we want. So he's pathetic. And so they have nothing but contempt for you. So now everyone has nothing but contempt for this guy. There's no one who thinks, wow, what a really strong, based, confident, masculine, intelligent, courageous individual. There's no one who thinks that about him anymore.
That's how I think right now. I didn't know anything about this guy. I saw his response about the whole issue, and I thought, wow, okay, pretty. I mean, I don't. It goes too far even for me. But respect for saying it as you think, for speaking your mind. And then I see his apology, and now I just think, ew. I don't want to hear anything else from this guy. Never want to hear anything else from this guy. Be like Tommy Robinson. Here you have Tommy Robinson saying, imagine rewriting history to venerate this genociding meth head. F my life. And posts a clip of Hitler here.
It does look like he's tweaking there.
So I'm getting all these people making negative comments.
You know, this video, 1430, what is he talking about? What is it talking about? Let's see.
Starts talking about what again?
I've spent a long time growing up. The time I did, I was an r/atheism enjoyer. I have a very negative opinion of a lot of religions. I've had the experience firsthand of the negative effects of Christianity and the way that I view that.
Dude, when I was making fun of him, I was like, and then he's gonna be like, so then when I was 7, and like try to get sympathy from something in his background that made him say this, and here he's doing it. I have a background on Reddit atheist, and I've been persecuted by Christians my entire life. They were mean to me. They told me I had to believe in Jesus, and so I have a very negative view of religion. So, but now I understand. that if jihadis want to slaughter everyone in the name of Allah, then I can't criticize it because that would be mean.
That's okay. They can do that. And here, I want to stick my head out just in case somebody wants to cut it off. Yeah.
A lot of very bad things about Islam. And
wait, what?
View that, and I've negative effects of Christianity, and the way that I view that, and I've always read a lot of very bad things about Islam, and I've made a lot of criticisms of it. I've talked to a lot of people about it. I've heard a lot about it, and I've been like watching things about it, and I've been like hearing people telling me this is the way it is.
Okay.
It's their fault.
But
It's
I've
their
never-
fault. They told me all this stuff.
I actually think that after all this, I think towards the end of next year, I think I'd like to visit the Middle East and see it for myself.
Oh my goodness. This guy's he's gonna pull a sneako, man. He's gonna pull a sneako. You know, after taking this tour of the Middle East, I've realized that everything I heard about Islam was false. And I'm now reverting and reciting my Shahada.
Here's an idea, Asmongold. If you want to do this, go to the Middle East, go to several Muslim countries. In fact, first of all, forget about the Middle East. Go to Pakistan first, and do a little project where you go to people and you pretend that at some point you were a Muslim, but you are no longer a Muslim. You are now Christian, you're a Christian and you're pro-Israel and you support Israel entirely and Israel's right to exist, and you think Jews are fantastic, and you don't like Islam because you think it is a morally reprehensible religion, and because Muhammad, did some messed up things and all that. Just go there, do this little project. Go there and do this little project to see how people react to it. See their reactions. See how people react to that, and have it all on camera, and then make up your mind about Islam. I am going to take that back. Please don't do it. Please, nobody, don't do that. Anybody who just took that seriously, don't do this, because you will not be able to go through the Middle East and do that. As soon as you do that in Pakistan, you will very likely be lynched and killed. Or you'll be attacked by somebody and killed. Worst case, you will be lynched and killed. Or you will be locked up. You will be lynched, and then eventually the police will lock you up, and you will spend a long time in prison, and it will become an international issue. That's what's going to happen. You can try that in Pakistan. You can try that in other Muslim countries. You should probably not do that. Instead, you can maybe look at the history of speech and how Muslims react to free speech. You can look through the history of it. You can find enough examples of it if you want to look into the history of that. You can look at all the mass violence, all the lynchings in Pakistan over the last 20 years. You can look at Nigeria. You can look at how people are treated in the Middle East, the rights of women, the rights of disbelievers, and so on. You can look at all of these things. I don't know. You can go there and say, you can go to Saudi Arabia and ask for a gay club and say, hey, I'm gay.
They'll believe you. They will believe you. What?
Don't do that.
I'm just saying that would be totally believable. No.
I want to see it for a historical perspective, right? I would love to go to Istanbul in Turkey. There's no ulterior motive there at all. I would love to go to Istanbul in Turkey.
That's not the Muslim world. That's where everybody can go. You will not see anything of the Muslim world there.
There's no ulterior motive there at all. But it's not just that. I'd love to visit places like Saudi Arabia, Dubai, and any other places. I mean, the truth is that, and this is the worst thing about what I said, some of the places I would want to visit, I might not be able to because of the way that they're like just the internal strife, the actual literal wars that are going on, people being literally killed there, and I might not be able to do that. But I want to do it, and I want to see it for myself, because I don't like believing what people tell me, and I think that when I do, I end up being a fool. And I want to.
I don't like believing what people tell me. I just like doing whatever people tell me, like I'm doing right now. They told me I had to have this 20-minute apology tour on YouTube.
Here's Mohammed Yusuf saying Turkey is a Muslim country. What idiots, lol. No, look, I know that you're coming from a culture where you don't understand some simple, I don't know, devices when people talk. Simple rhetoric. You don't understand certain things, like when I say that's not the Muslim world, lol. I'm not meaning that it is not a Muslim country. I am saying that it is not representative of the Muslim country. Instead of commenting on this, you should probably learn to interact with people and try expanding, your understanding of words, which I know it's not very much allowed. You're pretty much limited to whatever Islam teaches you and whatever you're allowed to think in your culture, dear Muhammad Yusuf. But maybe you should try to understand what we are saying, and maybe try to understand if we are really that dumb that we don't know that Turkey is a mostly Muslim country. Okay. When I say that's not the Muslim world, what I mean is Istanbul. When you go to Istanbul, especially when you go to Istanbul as a tourist,
It's Constantinople.
You will not see much that is representative of the actual Muslim world. What you will see is, actually, if you want to go to Istanbul and you want to experience the Muslim world, you could go to certain places where people actually live, in certain residential neighborhoods where the average population with an average income lives. You can live around them and you can get an introduction to an aspect of the Muslim world. And even in that case, it would be an introduction to a very secular aspect of the Muslim world. That section of the Muslim world is not as secular and free and liberal because of Islam. It is despite of Islam. It is because Turkey is a country that was established in reaction, in response to Islamism. Ataturk and his party and his people established that country in clear and explicit rejection of Islamism. They established it specifically because, fundamentally, as a country that should abandon anything Islamic and that should be a westernized nation, that instead of looking at the Arab world, should be looking at Western nations and should be catching up to Western culture and be westernized fully. Of course, that plan didn't really go very, very well. Nowadays, it is very much turning around and becoming Islamic again. But Turkey is the way it is because the fundamentals of the foundation of the Turkish Republic were Westernization, not Islamization. This is what I mean when I say it is not representative of the Muslim world. If you want a proper Muslim country, you could go, or better than Turkey, you could go to Pakistan, or you could go to some of those filthy places in the Middle East that are only now doing slightly better because they happen to have oil. Before that, they were a bunch of shitholes. Hope you understand that now. Thank you.
And I want to experience it, and I want to live my life, and I'm going to try to clean up part of my house. I'm going to try to
what
do this, and I'm not going to hire a cleaner. As I said, I was raised Roman Catholic. I view this as a penance, and I think I need to do this for myself.
Oh my God! This guy is just wow. This guy's worse than anything I thought.
This guy is almost as weak as the Ummah. It's pretty close. It's like, who's weaker, this guy or the Ummah? I don't know. Both pretty weak there.
That's the most pathetic thing I've just heard in my.
That's sort of groveling. That's what I mean, dude. Say what you mean and stand by it. Don't, hey, I'm going to jump out on this extremely controversial issue. I'm going to say something that I know for a fact is going to massively offend one side of the discussion and make the other side of the discussion cheer for what I've said. And then as soon as the one side reacts in a completely predictable manner, I'm going to backtrack, thus upsetting all the people who cheered for me and making everyone across the board understand that I am a sniveling little coward who will not stand by my convictions if anything at all is on the line.
He said, "I will clean my room. I will clean my house."
I'm gonna go clean my room. I'm gonna make my bed, like Jordan Peterson says. I'm gonna go make my bed. I'm not gonna get any help. I'm not gonna hire somebody to make my bed. I'm gonna go make it.
I'm gonna make my own bed. I'm gonna clean my house.
I'm gonna put
telling you right
the
now.
pillows where they belong. I'm gonna pull the cover back up. I'm gonna straighten it all out. I'm gonna straighten it all out. I'm gonna make my bed. I'm gonna make my bed. I vow. I will make my bed and clean my room.
Your reactions to the things I said
No.
make me want to clean my room.
Now can I get back on Twitch?
Please, please.